Hello everyone, I get a lot of questions about how to do race strategy for F1 Manager 22, and I'm going to show you here how to do it. So at the beginning of the Miami Grand Prix, I think the results qualifying were quite interesting. So you can see that we've got Max behind Charles, and we've got Sergio behind Carlos. So quite an interesting dynamic there. And the first thing you need to do is go to your race strategy. Now, as far as I understand, the other cars in the race are only going to use one of these three strategies. They're not going to come up with other strategies. They're not that intelligent at changing on the fly. That's something I really hope that can be improved in the game, actually. So what we're going to try and do here is we're going to try and do a very simple undercut, actually, for Max. And what I might try and do with Sergio is leave him out, so potentially he will block cars. This is going to make a bit more sense once you actually do it. So I'm going to do strategy A for Max, but I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to have him actually just run like this. This is a little bit risky because you don't want to get overtaken, but if we can stay in the DRS train like this, I think it's going to work. So again, I'll explain it. And I'm going to bring our second stint earlier by quite a bit, like that. So we're going to try and do an undercut, basically, get on the hard tyre. The difference between the hard and the mediums in this game is actually not that significant, I found most of the times. So that's strategy number D. There we go. That's what we're going to run on. And you can see actually here, let me just take you to the compound performance page. So you can see here the difference between the hards and the soft is really not that much. And I think they need to change actually the difference between the tyres and the wear of the tyres. But there we go. Right, and then I'm going to go to Sergio, and for Sergio we're going to do this hard, we're going to go hard to medium, and we're not going to do medium, just going to go hard to medium. So let me edit this strategy for Sergio. We're going to bin off that last one. We're going to get Sergio also going quite cautiously, and Sergio's going to go deep into the race like that, like really, really, really deep. So, let's see how this is going to work, and Sergio's got a bit of margin at the end. Let's see how this is going to work. We'll jump into the race and I'll show you the other things I'm doing in the race as well. So this is a general kind of race strategy guide. Now you can do things like under fuel and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do it. Set the drivers out like this. Now we have a luxury here at Red Bull being right at the front of the grid and having a strong car, but can't do it in the midfield. But here we go, Red Bull. So we're going to jump into the race now at Miami. Skip all this stuff. I personally like to ride on board at the beginning of the race.
And it's lights out.
So we're going to ride on board here with Verstappen. And the key thing I'm concerned about at this stage is I don't want Hamilton to overtake Perez. So we really don't want Perez to jump down the order because I am going on the light kind of aggressiveness with his race pace to look after the tyres. So this isn't great. In fact, we need to adjust now already. I'm going to go to overtake for Perez. We're going to go attack right now because if Perez can stick, the DRS won't be open for a couple of laps, but we really cannot afford to get held behind Hamilton. So we'll just stay on board here. But while he's doing that, I'm going to change to the tyre thing here. You see, again, Hamilton's on the harder tyre, which is technically the slower tyre, even though when you bring in degradation later, that's questionable. So Perez tries to make a nice move up the inside of Hamilton. Looks like it's successful. Can't see Hamilton there. Looks like we've got past Hamilton. So I'm going to go back to standard for a bit for Sergio and back to neutral on the ERS. And now hopefully this train is going to pull away. Sergio's on a really interesting strategy here because he's on a different tyre to both Leclerc and Sainz and Verstappen for us. So, gonna go to the leader. This is quite a helpful page. I prefer looking at the gap to the leader actually rather than intervals, especially when you're in midfield, it's super helpful. And we're just gonna make sure that Hamilton isn't gonna get us back. So, see, we've got Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez as we were at the beginning. Verstappen is just sitting there with conserving the tyres. The fuel should be okay as well. And Perez is still here. We might need to push him up a bit just to make sure that we don't lose DRS when the DRS comes into play. But I am going to do that now. Just ask Sergio to just be a little bit more aggressive. So you see how much micromanagement we're doing here. So if I go back to interval, you can see that you want Sergio to be within that second interval at the DRS zone. So play it forward. Obviously, the big one's on the back straight. Oh! Come on, Sergio!
We've just had a car run wide.
He's pushing, I think, Verstappen and Sainz fighting there. So you can see Verstappen is now... Now, this is what will be very interesting, is the difference in the tyres. Because at the moment, Leclerc is on the same percentage of tyre deg. It's obviously early days to see what's really happening. But most importantly, he is really, really, really pulling away. So we're now out of the DRS of Charles Leclerc. So, yeah, this is going to be a tough strategy. So you see Hamilton's in the DRS as well when we look back. You see Hamilton gaining a little bit. We go back to balance. It's going to be difficult, I think, for Sergio to pull this off.
So into your lift and coast, lift and coast.
Right, let's zoom forwards.
Copy, mate.
Just keep it on interval for here because we're only really interested in top four. Looks like there was some swapping and changing between Verstappen and Sainz there.
Red Bull gained
Hamilton
the
is
place.
annoyingly sticking with us. So this might be quite tricky. Again, we really don't want to end up behind Hamilton. Hamilton, in fact, set the fastest lap. Wonder if he is going on a more aggressive driving strategy. I'm not sure how much the AI can actually change these, by the way. So see here, Verstappen
Good stint so far, Max.
just the
Keep at it.
first kind of shoots, kind of coming up of maybe Verstappen looking after his tyres quite nicely.
Red Bull moved up.
So let's play this forward. It looks like we're also going to drop Hamilton, which would be absolutely fantastic. So but I'm going to ask Perez to really push now, just see if we can drop Hamilton for good. So there we go.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
They're really fighting ahead. Just Hamilton is a lot closer, I think, than that timer at the moment. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I was wrong. So it looks like we might be able to. I'm just going to play this forwards. Play it forward. We want to get to really DRS zone here and make sure he's out of it. So yeah, Hamilton at the moment is going to be well out of it. I'm just going to make sure we get to that DRS. There we go. Right, now I'm going to go back to standards. Perez. So doing a lot of
Copy.
micromanagement. Hamilton caught up so much there. Maybe. Oh, this is very frustrating with Hamilton here. But again, let's go back to tyre situation. And Verstappen doing better than Sainz, but Leclerc is managing it nicely. Perez, I mean, Hamilton's got really good pace here. I don't know if Mercedes bought an upgrade or something for this race. This is going to be a tricky one, really, isn't it? Let's, but we might have to really defend here. I'm actually going to put defend on the ERS.
Yeah.
Hamilton's going to be opening that wing. There you go. Drag reduction system in full play is going to go to the outside, which is going to be more difficult for him. So we're going to ask Perez now to push and kind of really see if he can just leave Hamilton behind for good. Arguably, I just asked him to ease off too quickly. Perez setting fast laps, but he's just dragging Lewis Hamilton along with him. And unfortunately, this is not going to be the best for our strategy because that anticipated deg is on the light strategy. So Hamilton's going to come back at us again. They're going to get the ERS back to normal. Hamilton sets fastest lap. Perez ahead of Verstappen now. Wow, okay, so now I think we can... Oh, I don't know what we can do here because Verstappen is now going to... Well, we're going to say to Perez, don't hold up Verstappen. We don't want the drivers to just hold each other up. Whoever has the pace. If you put them on both don't fight, then I think they just... And I think they just end up really holding each other up. So we'll see if we can get Verstappen back through. There we go. Verstappen's back through, and here comes Hamilton. I mean, I'm being very impressed by Hamilton here. He's really mixing it where, you know, I mean, Russell's own, to be fair, is only 5 seconds behind. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have to ask Perez to push. The strategy at the moment is just not quite going to work. We do have some margin here on the tyres. So to change the strategy a bit for Perez. But when we look at the gap to the leader, he's still
Push
going to
on.
be ahead. If Leclerc or Sainz
Yeah,
pitted now
copy.
for whatever reason, they still have to overtake Perez on track. So Hamilton is doing an absolutely superb job here. Questionable whether Hamilton just has really good pace and actually we should follow him, but I'm going to suspect he doesn't. So let's see where Verstappen is up the road. So he's not within the DRS of Sainz, he's just kind of chilling now. And yeah, there is, you know, with Sainz now there is quite a bit of a delta appearing. So with 30% gone, that's 2%. So with, you know, when we do another 30%, we'll get another 2% hopefully, or maybe the tyre wear will be more exacerbated than right. Stumbling over my words. Hamilton is just like all over Perez like a bad rash here. Question mark now if, well, I wonder if Verstappen is, sorry, Perez is getting held up by Verstappen here. So there goes Perez through. Again, doesn't want to overtake him. It's a tricky one here, isn't it? I mean, Verstappen, I don't think we need him to conserve as much actually, because we're going to undercut him anyway. He's going to be getting off these tyres. So I'm actually going to just ask Verstappen to up the pace a little bit too aggressive here. I wonder if Perez is really getting held
Got
up.
the margin to push.
Right, looks like there was a bit of a gap there to Hamilton. Safety car now. Okay, safety car. So
All the times a little bit.
in a safe, when you see a safety car, it will automatically pause the game for you if that's selected. But I've had an experience where it's paused the game after I've just gone past pit entry. We're fine here because there's loads of track to go for pit entry. So what we're going to do here is for Perez. So both these drivers need to go onto the other compound. Now, I don't think it's soon enough now to get onto the hards till the end of the race. Or is it? Let's just have a look. I don't know. I don't think that's going to work at all. Let's just check with Verstappen. You can see we're already on the light. And if you go on conserve, I just feel like you lose way too much time going on conserve. But if we were to box kind of now... Alright, I tell you what, we're going to try it. We're going to try this. We're going to box now on Verstappen and just go conserve, but I'm not sure this is going to work out because I think we're just going to get overtaken by a lot of cars and end up in traffic. But anyway, let's try it with Verstappen. Could be a master strap. And then with Perez, we could do a medium, so we could get onto fresher mediums now. But I don't know. I think I just don't know. I think maybe this is going to bring the race back to Perez a little bit because we were coming under Deg. So actually with Perez, I'm going to keep Perez out, and Verstappen, we're going to bring Verstappen in. So quite a weird race strat. If you've got any questions about the strategy, by the way, let me know in the comments. If you're new here or if you've seen a few of these videos and not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It's just crazy how much like some of you join the video.
Safety car deployed.
Right, so we're already
Safety car
good.
deployed.
We know that we're coming in. So just going to double check that is the plan. So actually I hadn't done that correctly at all. So we put Verstappen onto the hard. So I changed strategy, but I hadn't actually done the ask Verstappen to come in. So luckily we just have enough time for Verstappen, I believe. Yeah, there we go. You can't just run that down to like 5 meters and then press it and hope he still comes in. It's like, it doesn't. If you leave it too late, they won't come in. So Verstappen's coming in now on hard tyres, and we're going to try and get these to the end. Meanwhile, Perez is staying out for track position. So interesting how many places we're going to lose here. Oh, we're going to lose. Well, it's hard to tell actually at the moment. We're going to lose out to all of that gang there. So here we go, safety car. Gonna ask everyone to harvest and conserve. This is a real top tip, by the way. No point burning stuff up until we're going at full pace. I'm gonna zoom forwards. So Verstappen is in a tricky space right now, because until the driver's ahead of him pit, he's going to be caught in this traffic.
So
but we're just going to sit there. We're just going to sit there. We've kind of got a free pit stop, but we've had to amend the strategy quite significantly. and I'm just generally not convinced that it was the right thing to do. But anyway, we're going to go to neutral. Verstappen's going to go... I'm going to go Verstappen on light, actually. I don't want to go conserve. I think that'd be too slow. And Perez, we're going to go standard and see what happens there. So, yeah, interested to see how this will work out. We'll jump on board once safety car comes in. Just let them go around the last corner. Alonso spun it already, nice. Right, here's Verstappen in P9.
No DRS. No DRS.
Maybe I hadn't put Perez in harvest. That's a bit weird. I thought we'd been harvesting for a while, but maybe I got that wrong. So gap to lead now is only 3.6, but that is going to expand. But bear in mind that theoretically we're going to try and get max to the end on these tyres. So let's see how this is going to work. And Perez now basically catches up for free because of the safety car. So safety car has worked out for Perez. Magnussen, Albon, long stop of Magnussen it seems. Here's Verstappen getting past perhaps Gasly. Very nice. He's got the pace even on
Fantastic work.
light aggressiveness on the pace. And hopefully we're now approaching the window where some of these drivers on mediums are going to get onto the hard tyre. So maybe Russell and Ocon will come in pretty quickly. Someone locked up, I don't know who that was.
DRS is enabled.
I put Perez on deploy. My bad, that's why.
On. Recharge on.
So we get Perez onto harvest a bit, get that battery up.
Okay, good stuff, Checo.
There we go, Hamilton's got past him unfortunately. Should get a bit of a boost here. Yeah, so we're going to the neutral.
Recharge off when you're ready.
Let's go back to
Yep.
leader, because when Leclerc and Sainz pit, at the moment they're going to come in quite behind Verstappen. So let's zoom this forward and let's see what happens with the first phase of pit stops. This is where the race is going to get very interesting. Zooming forwards. Anyone tempted to get on that hard tyre? So see the gap is generally increasing. We start behind traffic here, 10 seconds now. Alonso pits.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Sainz pits now. Which is a bit of a weird strat. Because Sainz is pitting, I think, quite early. Sainz is going to come out in 16th place. Oh my word. Behind the Aston Martins. Classic Ferrari strat. Don't let anyone tell you this game is not realistic. Right, zoom forward. And obviously Leclerc's on the same tyre as well. So
Red Bull gained a place.
potentially they will pit Leclerc now. Let's have a look. Let's get back to the interval. So his standings even. So 12 seconds to Leclerc. So yeah, if Verstappen can nurse these tyres, I think Verstappen is looking quite good. And for Perez, right, Leclerc is in now. Leclerc is in. So I'm going to try and overcut, basically. So I've been asked in my videos about the overcut. So we're going to push Perez now. I'm going to have to sneeze, possibly. One of those, you never need to sneeze it.
Okay, head down.
Sneezed, it came. Good luck, probably, isn't it? Right, Leclerc's in the pits. Ferrari are kind of doing a weird strat here. Weird strat. So now Perez is there. So Perez, you push. Remember, Perez's strategy had a bit of margin. A little bit of margin. So this is the overcut strategy for Perez, as I understand it. And Verstappen now in P4. Hopefully Bottas and Hamilton are going to pit soon to get on the medium tyre. And this race is coming quite nicely for Red Bull. So Leclerc and Sainz here. Fast people on track. So are Leclerc and Sainz going to get that 7 seconds? Let's see. So I don't think we really have the luxury of pushing with Max. And we're going to be very vulnerable at the end. So we might need to swap Verstappen with Perez here. We're thinking about long term for the championship. So here comes Bottas in the pits. Absolutely fantastic. That's going to free up Max. Unless we were getting the benefit of any DRS. Hamilton's doing a really good race, but he's going to have to come in soon. And yeah, Perez, Leclerc, Sainz. This is interesting. Let's have a look at last laps. 34.7. So we really need Perez to pick up the pace here. Otherwise, his strategy isn't going to work. In any event, we're going to be on a much fresher compound at the end. So I'm quite keen keen to pit Perez and try and not hit any traffic. I think Hamilton's going to be in the mix, but I want to pit him and get ahead of Ricciardo. McLaren having an absolutely fantastic race here, I think. Guessing Ricciardo's going very long. No, Ricciardo's... It's okay, Ricciardo's not doing bad. He must pit on the safety car or something. Right, Hamilton in the pits. Let's see if Verstappen can catch Perez now. Here we go. Here we go. Zooming it forward. See, it's all about these gaps now. Science to let batting a little bit. They're going to catch Verstappen, I think. I think because the gap to Verstappen is 4 seconds. So, but are they going to be burning their tyres a bit? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tricky one, this one, isn't it? Perez, last lap, 35.3. And what is the difference? Oh, I don't... Oh, man. So, what's Hamilton and 35? So, we're matching... When is the point that we get Perez into the pits? We're meant to go quite long. We're meant to go much longer than this. Much longer. Okay, let's get Perez onto a light strategy. And we're going to try and just get him on really fresh tyres at the end and help him push. Because Perez isn't going to need to do so safe here. So, let me know if you would do this race differently at any point, by the way.
Copy that.
So, yeah, it's getting away. We might be able to get ahead of Russell now, but I'm going to box Perez. We're going to box you for the medium tyre, fresh mediums, and then we're going to be on, significantly fresher tyres. Although Hamilton and Bottas are going to be difficult to get past. So, Perez comes in now. Coming out ahead of Russell, I hope. Yeah, so Perez coming out ahead of Russell. There's Russell. And we're going to need to push Perez. I mean, so it's going to be difficult because these guys are on the hard tyre. Hard tyre's just so good. If you could just use a hard tyre in these races, then you'd be absolutely laughing. Right, let's go aggressive now. I'm guessing Ricciardo's going to have to pit. Ricciardo's not going to get to the end. So let's go aggressive and see what that does for Sergio on the tyres. And I'm guessing Verstappen is going to get caught very quickly. Very quickly. And I'm not sure there's going to be enough at the end. So we will see. Multiple cars have crashed. Verstappen won't be able to pit. Perez could pit if there's a safety car. Safety car.
Safety car deployed.
Wow. Okay, this race is coming back to Perez. I think. Oh no, it isn't because we just pitted.
Copy.
We just pitted and Verstappen's gone round. So ideally we would get Verstappen. Right, we have to get Verstappen now. I think onto the soft tyre. No, we'll get him onto mediums. Doesn't really matter about soft. We're getting onto mediums and absolutely push those mediums to the end. So, unfortunately, Verstappen's just gone around. He's going to go start-finish line now. But I don't think he's going to get picked up by the safety car. If he gets picked up by the safety car... Don't tell me he's going to get picked up by a safety car. Okay. So... And Perez... It's too late now for Perez anyway. Perez has just got onto new tyres, so it doesn't matter. So we're going to conserve. Max, we actually just want him to push as much as possible here. So there we go. We're going to harvest now. What a race this has been, by the way. What a race. Okay. So very interesting to see what happened when Max pits. Here he comes. Where's he going to come out? Maybe behind Bottas, Ricciardo and Hamilton. Oh, where's he going to come out? Go. Make it yours. Okay. Just Hamilton in the way then. Just Hamilton in the way. Just got out ahead of Ricciardo.
Copy.
So, I mean, Ricciardo should really have pitted in that situation. So this is really poor AI there. Ricciardo should have pitted. And Perez, I guess the gap has closed up. So let's go conserve. Maybe just the safety cars are really helping me out here. I'm otherwise doing a poor job. ERS free charge. Safety cars collecting everyone. Right, so here we go. We got the Red Bulls on basically fresh softs against the Ferraris on slightly old hards.
Okay, Checo, so safety car in this lap.
I don't know if safety car has
Recharge off.
just come in, I guess, in which
Okay,
case
copy.
might be right, push, 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 push. Neutral, got the auto thing a little bit late there, I think. Push, 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 push. We're going to get overtake with Perez. He's got more cars to get past. There we go. Hopefully Verstappen's not a risk. You think Ricciardo's in quite old tyres. Yeah, so Ricciardo's dropped off. We'll catch up with Hamilton. And the question is, can Verstappen get past Hamilton quickly? Let's see. And Perez here, can Perez get past Bottas? So we zoom forwards. Perez gets past Bottas and
Clean
Ricciardo,
out there as well, mate.
which is very nice. Where is Perez? There, and here is Verstappen. So we're going to give Verstappen overtake, get Perez back on the old neutral. There we go.
Red Bull moved up.
And the tyre situation... Whoa. So once we get past Hamilton, if we get past Hamilton, round the outside here maybe. This is very important. Then if we can stick with the Ferraris and conserve, then I think it's going to be slam dunk for us at the end. So yes, 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 yes. Go on, Max. Superb, superb, superb. Go on, Max, 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 Max. Super Max. Right. Hopefully Perez can do the same. Where is Perez? There is Perez. Perez can get enough
Red
here.
Bull gained a place.
No. So we'll just get that onto. We'll keep pushing actually because we want to catch up with those Ferraris by the time we get the DRS open. Right.
DRS enabled.
Going to go neutral there, and then for Perez, we're going to go Perez overtake, try and get him past, just in case there's some other shenanigans. But really now, Max here, I want
Straight in the
Max
battery.
to be... I
Copy,
don't want
mate.
Hamilton to be involved in this. Where's Hamilton? Okay, Hamilton's long gone. Right. This is where we go light. This is where we micromanage now. It's not about the fuel, it's about the tyres. So, just see, can Max stay at this pace with the Ferraris and not let them get past? Can we save those tyres? Another crash! What is happening at Miami? Looks like it was a McLaren at the back there.
Yellow flag ahead. Yellow flags ahead.
Yeah, Ricciardo, is he still on those really old tyres? Yeah, Ricciardo's on 12% tyres, so McLaren have, must have hired the Ferrari strategist. But I'm going to go conserve here and just kind of see how much of a difference
Back it
that
out.
makes.
Back it out.
Really important here that we don't let them get too far ahead. Right, Perez has passed Hamilton. So I'm going to get Perez onto standard as well. We don't want him overtaking... oh, actually, no. Perez, we want him to push still. We want him to really drop Hamilton. We don't want him to bring Hamilton to this party. So keep an eye on Verstappen
Fastest
here.
car on track.
So remember, we don't want to fall out of that 1 second all-important DRS band. Actually going to go to light here. Good.
So pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
So we can micromanage a bit here. Deploy a bit of ERS. We've got lows in the bank. Lows in the battery, as they say. Nice, nice, nice. Right, so tyre situation, 64, 69%. And we were on 85 on the mediums, but the mediums are going to wear more. And Perez behind as well. Can we get a Red Bull 1-2 basically? So, zooming forwards. See the DRS light
It's a
flicked
race
on.
position gained for Mercedes.
Damn it. I don't know if Perez had an issue there. Just showing the difference, I think, in class maybe between Perez and Hamilton. And Hamilton is going to get a DRS here from Verstappen. So Hamilton maybe is a driver to watch, because Hamilton is going to get to the end on these tyres, I think. So maybe Hamilton could go on a mad one here and just try and overtake absolutely everyone. Let's see. So for us, we want this pace at the front to be pretty slow. You see Hamilton here, it's nestled in that. Perez is going to be very close. Giving some overtake. See if he can earn his
Remember
right
to
to be on
click
the inside
overtake.
here. Yes, he does. Nice
Got
one.
it.
Nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one. But Perez is going to run into an issue here because the cars ahead are just not going fast enough. So let's see what happens on this straight. But we're just biding our time here. We're just watching the Ferraris burn their rubber. And we're going to hopefully leave us a bit at the end. That's what's really important. It's really important that we just get Verstappen kind of sitting there. And actually what we'll do is we'll get Perez here. This is a cheeky thing. We'll get Perez to hold back Hamilton. So to really fight with him. Oh, is that Hamilton in? Hamilton in, okay. We don't need that to happen now. So Hamilton's pitted. Right, so let's get Perez also conserving. Because the gap to Russell must be a bit more significant. Yeah, 10 seconds. So Perez just chill. And hopefully they're not going to swap and fight. And Verstappen's looking pretty good here. If we can get even onto conserve. Let's get onto conserve. There we go. You see the gap. Oh, just getting a little bit higher. So maybe we do conserve with balanced on the fuel because the fuel is easy.
We do not require any fuel liftoff.
There we go. That looks to be like a pretty healthy margin. Perez is falling off a bit, but that's fine. We'll get Perez onto light and balanced. There we go. Don't want Russell catching up with Perez. Perez just sit there biding his time. Whew, all right. 10 laps to go. And on the tyre front, looking good. It's looking good. We're just biding our time. Question is, at what point do we try and really bolt? Look at that. Yes! Look at that. It's like when you were at school and you had to like shade under things. Those kind of drafts. Right, here we go.
We've had a car run wide.
Don't want to leave it too late. Don't want to leave it too late. And we'll also unleash the beast in Perez as well. How's Perez doing on the tyre front? We'll just see what happens with Perez. We'll also unleash him. Got a bit of gearbox issue. Maybe that's been holding him back this race. Verstappen is right there with them. Right there. So I think lap 53. I think lap 53 we're going to unleash Verstappen. So let's zoom forwards. Zoom, 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 zoom. 52. Science is in a real bad way. Right. Here we go. I'm now going to unleash Verstappen. So we're going to go aggressive, push. I should have been harvesting as well, actually, but we're going to go overtake. Let's see what this does for Verstappen now. Could maybe have been a bit more strategic, actually. And left it till the back straight, but maybe I've pushed too early. This is like cycling, isn't it? Tour de France. You don't want to go too early. Also start to push. Can we push Perez? Thought about the double there, did Max? Yeah, we'll need to push Perez a little bit, so we'll push. Push, push. The Ferraris are still fighting with each other. So this is going to be very interesting here down the back straight. We'll get DRS. Now Max. So will Science though, but Science's tyres are wearing. Oh, that hasn't quite worked. Going neutral. Oh, don't know. See, the tyres really. Okay, we're gonna go light again. We're gonna go light. We're gonna harvest. We're gonna have to play this real long game. Just make sure we're within that seconds.
Okay.
Lap 50. We're running out of laps, everyone. Right, we're harvesting. We're going neutral. Now we're gonna go aggressive again.
Just recharge off when you're ready.
Push, 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 push. Push, push, push. And Science's tyres are going to fall off the cliff at any point. And this might be great for us, because if we get into Leclerc without him having Science as a rear gunner basically with DRS, that might be fantastic. Here we go, and going down the Weavy straight. This is a big one, so I'm going to overtake. Bit of a gap now. Can he hold it around the outside of Science? Possibly, possibly, possibly. Let's go to cinematic view. Here we go. Yes, Verstappen. Yes, Max. Yes. Right. Next up is Charles. Surely you're kind of sitting duck.
Okay,
Yes, Max. Go on. Right. Now what do we do?
2 more laps.
Now what do we do? Gonna go aggressive. Because
Keep at it.
no, we just go attack. We just go attack. We're not going to burn all that fuel tyre. But we earned ourselves the right to be here. Let's look back
Red
and zoom
Bull
forwards.
moved up.
Question mark whether Perez can get into Science if it really falls off. But I think Perez, we didn't quite get it right with Perez. But here is Max. Leclerc is really coming back. Oh wow! He's bringing Science with him. About to head on to the last lap. Here we go, down the straight. Leclerc is going to get the DRS. He's a long way back. He's a long way back. Tyres are probably going to equalise a little bit. Yep, on this last lap, the tyres are going to be pretty equal on the wear. Ooh. Have you enjoyed this? Do you like this kind of stuff? Do you want to see me do more of this? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to talk more racetrack, then make sure to join our Discord as well. There's a link in the description. We have 2,000 people in our Discord, which is mad. Right, here we go. Now, Perez, you just stick out, mate. You just stick out. You get the point of fast lap, I think. No one's going to be that at this stage. Here we go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I reckon that's going to be the race, everyone. That's going to be the race. We're going to get the P1. So there we go. There's race strategy in F1 Manager. There's the basics. We managed to beat Ferrari there with the help of a few safety cars. So I'll go through and show you
Checkered flag.
I'll show you the cutscenes at the end for when you win.
Proud of everyone.
Mate, it is sweet being the hunter. We won that race. Excellent job.
We were the hunter, weren't we? And yeah, if you win, you get these cutscenes. They always throw it out.
Max Verstappen was flying on the track this weekend. And
Yeah,
this
there's some more
result says
strategy
it all.
videos and stuff like that around the screen. But we did it. P1 with Max. Probably going to win the championship in real life because of Ferrari strategy.
Everyone involved in Formula One dreams of seeing their
They do
driver
keep their gloves
up
on the
there
podium, I've noticed, which is a little bit unusual. But that's just how they roll. I'm going to get the trophy. And then it's going to be the champagne. Yeah, this is
And
not.
no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating
This
the
is
Dutchman's
not something
achievement.
that's easy to achieve with a midfield car. Absolutely, that's the real challenge. But this is kind of the basics. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all next time.
It was